Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the character showcase for Fire Emblem Warriors. Today we're going to be looking at the mounted tome users of the game, Elise and Leo. Both very wonderful units to pick up, especially if you were beginning your progression through the game, by virtue of their high damage and their versatility, thanks to the fact that they can actually circumvent the weapon triangle. Just like with Robin, they're tome users, and they can create critical gauges at any time that they want, provided that they charge a meter. The thing about the meter compared to Robin is that this one actually charges up much faster, but it requires a little bit of aim to get the effects. So we're going to look at the stats first. On paper, you can already see that Elise is very strong, very much designed to be played as a vanguard unit because she has high luck and she has high magic. She has the second highest magic, and she also has the highest resistance stat in the game, so that makes it nice when she fights against magic users. One thing about Elise is that even though her damage is very, very high, once you do reach level 99 for all characters, Leo and Elise actually fall on a similar category, maybe even leaning towards Leo, because once you reach endgame maps, you're going to be relying more and more on warrior gauge. That being said, in literally every other situation, Elise is a real powerhouse, and that's what you want to do for your stats as well. As always, we're going to be using Astra and Solidarity, because that's how we roll. I also gave her Magic, plus 10, Trample, and Luna to make use of that luck stat. And there's also Leo, largely the same. I did not give Elise the Armored Blows yet, but I highly recommend that on her. And I gave that to Leo as well. Now the thing about Armored Blow is that all of the combos that these characters have, they're very useful. They're always active and doing something. And the thing is, though, is that they can be interrupted at any time due to the fact that you can't dodge cancel them, and also the fact that they're quite lengthy, so that's definitely something you want to consider. In terms of his stats, he has 110 magic, making him the lowest damage out of all the tome users, but he actually doesn't need it. That's the thing about the tome users. Stats are one thing, but it's their moveset that really lets them shine, and you'll be seeing that in a minute. He also has 73 skill and 76 luck. Not jaw-dropping stats by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely workable and certainly very viable once you start playing around with the level 80 maps. Yeah, and again, in terms of the skills, Astra, Trample, Solidarity, Magic plus 10, which just so happens to be Leo's skill. So we're going to go ahead and pair these guys up. I'm going to pair this guy up with Frederick. Just so you guys know, if you guys haven't yet, I highly recommend getting the A+ rank with Leo and Frederick, because it is probably my favorite conversation in the entire game. Now, in terms of their weapons, they both have unique weapons, meaning that if you unlock their true power, they won't suffer a damage penalty when you apply a Slayer attribute to them. So in Leo's case, I actually gave him the Mount Slayer, which is very useful because sorry, not Mount Slayer, Wing Slayer. A lot of the Pegasus Knights have high resistance against magic, and that's definitely something that we are gonna patch up. So the aim for the charge attack is a little bit strange. You actually have to be a little bit in front of them at all times. You can't even hit them from the side. You have to get them square in the face with this attack in order for you to get the effects. That being said, this charges really, really fast. Do a combo 4, so it's 1, 2, 3, and then fire. That's fully charged right there, not a problem. Yeah, see, I didn't even, if I was a little bit closer, I think that would have worked. And thankfully, again, really easy to charge this up. Also, the combo 5 that you see over here, same deal. It's not very good as an AoE, because, you're very restricted in terms of how quickly you can aim it. That being said, it still works very nicely if all you want to do is just build up that meter, as you see here. And also, look how easily I built up warrior gauge. Very useful moveset all around. Okay, there's a captain behind us that I'm going to take out first. See, look at that. We don't even have to try most of the time to build a meter. Compared to Robin, you kind of have to, actively use your combos to do it. But with Leo and Elise, it's as simple as doing one combo, and you're good to go. Yeah, see, we're already full. And turn around, we're going to turn back. There you go. Lots and lots of damage. Now, we're actually going to direct Elise... Oh, no, we're going to direct Leo to these Dark Mages, I guess, and we're going to play as Elise. So the thing about Elise, what makes her also highly recommended for newer players, is the fact that she has a staff. Personally, I didn't use staffs very often, but for people that are wondering what they're very useful for helping you sort of maintain your objectives, since you're able to heal allied commanders, you're able to heal fortresses, outpost captains, you're basically just able to control the map and make life a little bit easier, particularly when you're standing out. You're going to be seeing this a lot, this animation. It's very nice. It pulls a lot of people in, does a lot of damage, and builds up the meter back. You can do this indefinitely. They're a very good class to have, honestly. Also, why not summon people while you're also bringing the meter? Why not? Another useful combo for breaking the gauge, and actually a good gauge setup if you don't have any meter for some reason, is to do the combo 6. Combo 6, you create a giant electro dome, and I'll show you guys that right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you summon someone as it's going in, so they're already like halfway out, and then you just run up to them because you're on a horse and you're fast. Easy. Easy kill. No problem. Alright, we're gonna just hurry up and clean around here. That's the primary playstyle of this class, I find, is just, like, you're gonna have absolutely no problem in a duel situation since you build up meters so quickly. Like, we're gonna just do that quickly over here. There you go. Yeah, if we had a little bit more density, that would have been a full heal. That's okay. Nice. And in terms of pair-ups, like, any powerful physical attacker is a good idea, simply because if you do encounter a unit with high resistance, then you want to be able to answer that. That being said, like, you don't necessarily have to. If you're high enough leveled, you can just power through people with your infinite critical abilities. Let's see. Yeah, let's have Frederick do this. There you go. Alright. So, I mentioned earlier that I have the Wingslayer. Again, that's kind of a way to sort of rectify any issue that you have fighting against Pegasus Knights. And we're going to work our way around. Then we're going to switch back to Elise. And then we're going to have Leo just finish the show for us. Yeah. In terms of combos, now, as I said earlier, the combo 5 where he summons the Gatling laser, like, it's a bit slow to aim, and it doesn't last nearly as long to really get much use out of it. It's very nice, though, and it does build up your meter pretty quickly for your gimmick. As for the combo 4, where you summon the fire from the sky, you actually can build up meter instantly from that, so you're probably going to be using that fairly often as well. How much damage that is. Yikes! Actually, yeah, we'll just do a Dual Warrior special. Now, when you're playing late game maps, such as the Ana missions, I actually, as I recall, I believe one of the Ana missions actually has Leo as one of the mandatory, or sorry, restricted units, where you're only allowed to use, like, I think it was Rowan, Liana, Marth, and Leo for some reason. I can't even remember what the reason was for that. But yeah, like, what you want to do is just create that yellow gauge, and then initiate the Dual Warrior, since he has a very workable skill stat. Now, the combo 3, that's gonna be 2 attacks, followed by this. It's actually pretty good, especially if you're starting out and you haven't had the materials to invest in more crests for your characters. You actually can definitely use that to build meter because it's just a wide AoE. It's not particularly powerful, but it's nice to have that as an option if you just don't feel like using your combo 4, 5, or 6. Speaking of combo 6, yeah, look at that. This giant Katamari. Alright, how do I want to do this? Yes. Yeah, a good way to sort of get past the high resistance is just to create a yellow meter and then do your Dual Warrior special. That should be instant kill for basically any difficulty. So, yeah. Elise and Leo, very powerful units overall. Like, I'll just let the gameplay do the talking most of the time just to show you what I mean. Although, yeah, that's my only problem, though. My only problem is that weird hitbox, but then once you get past that, it's just like, you know what? Maybe it's okay to have to learn and practice to play a Warriors game. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it takes a bit of practice, and you know, if you miss it, it's okay, because you kind of just have to do it all over again. And since Camilla is our last one, let's just show off what Brynhildr's Awakening Gauge looks like. This is hilarious. Look at this. Look at this. He creates an orchard. Is that a reference to something? Oh well. And that's a dead Camilla. So, Leo and Elise, definitely something that you'll want to invest in if you just want to have a reliable all-around magic user. without needing to resort to using a Topsy-Turvy, because from what I understand, Topsy-Turvy comes relatively later in your progression, so yeah, look up Elise if you want to help control healing and such, and eventually, Leo is definitely a viable pick for late game stuff. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this showcase for Tome users, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. Take care.
素晴らしいですね。